Good evening, everyone. It's about 11:10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Friday, January 29th, 2016. I'm weather forecaster Eric Jewitz with your weather outlook. So, across the United States right now, this is the current 500 millibar pattern with height, temperature, and humidity, so moisture. Looks like over the eastern U.S., we have a trough that should be moving out of the region real soon and more of a zonal flow, zonal pattern to our west that'll build in some moisture over the western U.S. and over here up in Ontario province and the northwestern Great Lakes region. To discuss a little bit about this zonal pattern real quick, I have the NAO and PNA ensemble forecast right here. NAO looks like it's about to approach zero, and so is the PNA over the next couple days. And these are two out of many teleconnections that will govern the propagation and formation of trough and ridge axes across the U.S. And as closer they are to zero, the more zonal flow is supported, and the farther they are from zero, the more meridional flow, like troughs and ridges, are supported. But again, these are only two teleconnections. Just saying the pattern does want to go towards zonal, but there's going to be some complications in that, which I will get to due to a big system disturbance that'll be moving through the area. So here's the current 250 millibar wind pattern, and as you see, we have a little bit of a jet streak coming out here over Northern California, stretching into Idaho, Montana, and in the northern plains, it looks like we have some positive vorticity advection, or PVA, since we're in the left exit region of this jet streak. So we have upper level diffluence a little bit. Divergence, and then again down here a little bit of upper level divergence and some PVA. So that's something to watch. Now going into some ensemble forecasts. This is the Euro ensemble 500 millibar height anomalies, and this is where I start talking about the disturbance that's going to kind of disrupt the zonal flow. As you see, we have a decent trough building into the western U.S. and then making its way to the plains. We have a cutoff low right here, which is a little bit of indicative of a low pressure system. This is at 12Z, so 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Tuesday, February 2nd, 2016. And as you see, very, very low height anomalies across the region here, and some higher height anomalies indicative of warmer air over the eastern United States. So going back again, I'll show you a run of the GFS ensemble mean 500 millibar height anomalies. It's very similar. So again, this is here it is 12Z on Tuesday. We have again another, it's indicative of another cutoff low over the eastern Rockies and western Plains states. So that shows definitely support for a storm, mid-latitude cyclone going through the region, and a ridge ahead of the trough in the eastern U.S. So now moving into looking at some 500 millibar vorticity. Sadly, because this is a paid website, I legally cannot show you European data, the ECMWF data, but I could tell you what if it agrees or not with the stuff I can show you. So I just want to state that because some of you I know like to see the ECMWF data, but I legally am not allowed to show it to you. So anyway, this is the 500 millibar heights, vorticity, and winds GFS 18Z run, and it shows early next week a big upper level disturbance moving through the area. As you see, all this upper level energy is moving into the region, and I was looking at some of these model runs in the GFS, Euro, and Canadian are all kind of hinting at a little bit of a stretching deformation zone. As you see these high vorticity values, or these vortices, these vortexes are getting really stretched out. And the next thing I'll show you, to show you, I guess, what it kind of looks like also, is I never really look at these, the QPF, never look at it really, but again, that looks like it gets stretched out too, and the models are consistent in stretching out the precip fields as well, so that could prolong storm durations in the east later on. I'm not going to get into anything too crazy yet about stuff like rain, snow lines. Where is it going to be? How much snow or rain are we going to get? Because it's still, this is middle next week, so it's still some time to have more data come in. And, storm finally exits the region, and then according to the GFS, it looks like we might have another upper level low coming through, but that's way far out. I'm just trying to focus in on this one storm. As you also see, here's 850 millibar heights, temperatures, winds, relative humidities. We have some cold air advection, as you see on the back side of the low. 850 millibar temps now over Kansas are less than minus 10 Celsius, and the isotherms are are perpendicular to the wind barb, so that indicates some pretty strong cold air advection on the backside of this low. So that could support snow in these areas, but I take what I say with a grain of salt, though, because we don't have good enough data yet to formally diagnose where the rain snow line is going to be. But they do show, again, that stretching in the moisture, as you see, really stretched out here, goes down to stretches from the Gulf and up into the Canadian Maritimes. So definitely a good thing to look at. Looking at 700 real quick. Again, it shows very, very similar features. That stretching again. I'll show you as well as we'll go through this, I guess, now real quick. The 700 millibar vertical velocities, and as you see, as we get into middle next week or so, we have a lot of vertical velocity in that area that you saw, that vorticity and all that upper level energy. So that'll support, that upper level energy helps support the lifting mechanism. It is pretty much the lifting mechanism, and you could have all the instability you want, but you're not going to get storms to form if you don't have that lifting mechanism present. So currently now, this is the Canadian model real quick, and it shows a very similar scenario of these vortices kind of getting stretched out. This kind of speeds away, and this kind of lags, so looks like it'll really stretch out this storm. And again, it shows that in the precip fields too. So moving on real quick, to show a little bit of the setup for this. This is the GFS 250 millibar wind flow, and if we go to 6C Monday, you see a nice jet streak here at 250 millibars, and over here is, like I said earlier in the video, what's known as the left exit region. And in the left exit region, as you can see, there's upper level divergence taking place. The vorticity maxima is about here at 250 millibars, where this trough axis is. But because of that, ahead of the trough axis, you have what's called, again, PVA, or positive vorticity advection, which is going to help set the stage for storm development over this region. And then by 12Z Tuesday, the jet streak's really strong over the continental U.S., and it's the northeastern United States is in that left exit region. So you're having PVA in the Great Lakes regions as well as in the northern midwestern U.S. So you guys are next on the for the storm. Now, taking a quick look just to match it up with the Canadian model, going back to Monday, similar type deal. PVA across the plains to set the stage for Tuesday, and then really strong. It has a the Canadian model has a much more intense jet streak, but the position, it's not so much the intensity. That's like the intensity is different, but the position looks very similar to what the GFS has, with the northern Midwest and the Great Lakes region being in the left exit region. So the PVA, positive vorticity advection, going to set the stage for storm development, and then this jet streak really forms over the eastern U.S., stretches all the way down from the Gulf to up into the Canadian Maritimes. So with these two jet streaks kind of combining into this one, so that's kind of, I guess, one of the ways that will help bring more Gulf moisture to the northeastern U.S. So actually, now speaking about Gulf moisture, here's precipitable water values, and this is now 60 on Tuesday. So as you see, that low is surface low is over the eastern Rockies into the western plains, but as you see, we're having southerly wind flow off the Gulf of Mexico, higher precipitable water values across the southeastern U.S. and the central plains, and it really magnifies and amplifies when you get these bright yellows right here, and it brings it up the eastern seaboard into the eastern U.S. Now the low looks like it's a Great Lakes cutter, so looks like it's going to have a western storm track and cut through the Great Lakes. Being on the eastern side of this low, with those vortexes to the west that are going to kind of push up, lift the air, this really moist air mass is going to get lifted aloft, and it'll condense into clouds and it'll precipitate. So in the form of rain, most likely, since the eastern side of the storm is the warmer side of the storm, because we have this warm air advection coming out of the southwest, and that'll bring warmer temperatures to the region as well. Canadian model shows us as well as just like the GFS did. So we'll go back real quick. 60 Tuesday, and as you see, that moisture is starting to evect from the Gulf over into the continental U.S., but it really amplifies, shown in the Canadian model again over the east. Warm air advection, very high precipitable water values. So these areas can get some rain. Some rain's in store for these areas on Wednesday. Looking at some cross sections real quick of Omega right here. This is the GFS cross section in KICT, or Wichita, Kansas. Storm favorability for the storm and time frame precipitation looks very likely, very nice around early Tuesday morning. As you see, we have this nice area of negative Omega, or upward acceleration, vertical acceleration, so that'll help lift air parcels and cause storm formation. Looking now at the NAM, it shows very similar. We have this nice area of strong negative Omega, which is indicative of upwards acceleration. Now just to take a quick look at some relative humidities, and it kind of matches up really nicely here. High relative humidity values at this time up to 300 millibars, so that that more moist, that warm moist air, like I showed you in the precipitable water. This is for early Tuesday morning, so 60 Tuesday. As you see, the moisture that's evecting off of the Gulf is going over to the Wichita area, for example, into southeastern Kansas, and those negative omega values indicating upward vertical velocity will bring that moisture vected upwards into the upper levels of the troposphere, and that's good for storm formation and storm growth. GFS again shows moisture plumes reaching over, up to 300 millibars or so. So very good profile for moisture. Just look at some soundings real quick, although this will be in my next video because it's kind of hard to get a grip on where the rain snow line is going to be, but I'll just say a few words about soundings because this is the best way to do it. I really like soundings to diagnose where rain snow line is going to be. I think it's the best way to do it because it gives you a profile of what the atmosphere looks like. So in a case like this, this is in western Kansas for 6C on Tuesday, and this is a NAM sounding for 12Z NAM, and it shows the precip type will be all snow since the air is cold from the cloud down or below freezing or 0 degrees Celsius. So that shows you we'll probably get some snow. Now if we go down here to Wichita's area, let that load up real quick. We are not going to get snow because sure, the air is colder aloft around 700 millibars, but near the surface, there's above freezing. We could get you could maybe get a little snow, but I doubt it. This looks like it's going to be rain. It doesn't look like you're in really so much of a case where it snows and it's just above freezing. You're probably going to get a cold rain, maybe with some, I guess, wet snowflakes in mixed in at the onset, but you're looking like more so rain around Wichita. But I'll come back to all this in my next video because this is still kind of a little too early to be diagnosing rain snow lines, where they'll be and everything like that. But I do believe that there's going to be a good storm coming our way by middle of the week, so I believe everyone should prepare for that. Thank you for watching this video, and have an awesome day.